Oh, I see. So we'll just explain it probably.
Yes. So you can sing, I can lead, I can follow you, and I can also get the kartal if it's okay.
Maybe we can read a sloka, Chaitanya Charitamrita 1.57 Adi Lila. Srila Prabhupada summarize who Ilamangal Thakur is.
Sure, Prabhuji, I can put that on that screen.
Hare Krishna, Pran, Govinda, Prabhu, Dandat Pranam, all Krishna Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam Mata.
So we will start. Most of you already know His Grace Pran Govinda Prabhu. He's a very senior Vaishnava in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, and currently is in Alachua, and is always present in the Mangalarti. I mean, even in spite of His Grace Shesha Prabhu, if you remember, he was mentioning in remembrance to Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj that there has been a no day, even in spite of last couple of months, all this COVID and all going on, there has been no day where Pran Govind Prabhu was not present in Mangalarti. So we are so blessed actually to hear from His Grace Pran Govind Prabhu, his wonderful realizations, and has been in our Krishna conscious movement for over 4 decades. And currently Prabhuji is in the sannyasa waiting list. So what that means that in near future, couple of months, years, whenever Krishna arranges, he'll be getting the sannyasa ashrama, he'll be going in the sannyasa ashrama. So we are so blessed to hear from you, Prabhuji. We are so grateful that you have accepted our kind proposal. So with I request everyone to kindly welcome Prabhuji with loudly chanting 3 times. Haribo, Haribo,
Haribo,
Haribo,
Haribo.
Everyone is very eager to hear Prabhuji. So I'll pass on to you and I'll share my screen as the verse you mentioned. So Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila 157.
Yes. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
So today we are reading Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 1 and text 57. Chintamanir Jayati Samagirir Guru Rame Shiksha Guruscha Bhagavan Shikipinja Mauli Jadapada Kalpataru Pallava Sekhavaresu Sekhoresu Leela Sayambara Rasam Labhate Jayasri. Srila Prabhupada gives the synonyms, translation and purport. Chintamani Jayati, all glories to Chintamani, Somogiri, the initiating Guru. Guru, spiritual master, my, Shiksha Guru, instructing spiritual master, Cha, and Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shiki Pincha with peacock feather, Mauli, whose head, Jat, whose pada of the lotus feet, Kalpataro, like desire tree, Pallava, like new leaves, Shekhareshu, at the toenail, Lila Swayambara of conjugal pastimes, Rasam, the mellows, Lavate, obtain, Jayasri, Srimati Radharani. Translation. All glories to Chintamani and my initiating spiritual master, Somogiri. This is Bilamangal Thakur personally composed this. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami found most important sloka here. All glories to my instructing spiritual master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who wears peacock feathers in his crown, under the shade of his lotus feet, which are like desire tree, Jayasri, Radharani, enjoy the transcendental mellow of an eternal consort. Purport. This verse is from Kṛṣṇa Karnamrita, which was written by great Vaishnava Sannyasi named Bilamangal Thakur, who is also known as Lila Sukha. He intensely desired to enter into the eternal pastime of the Lord. He lived at Vrindavan for 700 years in the vicinity of Brahmakunda, a still existing bathing tank in Vrindavan. The history of Bilamangal Thakur is given in a book called Sri Vallabha Digvijay. He appeared in the 18th century of the Saka era in the province of Dravida and was a chief disciple of Vishnu Swami. In a list of temples and monasteries kept in Shankaracharya's monastery in Dwarka, Bilamangal is mentioned as the founder of Dwarkadhish temple there. He entrusted the service of his deity to Hari Brahmachari, a disciple of Vallabha Bhatta. Bilamangal Thakur actually entered into the transcendental pastimes of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Just to intervene, when Prabhupada writes entered does not mean he just went to Vrindavan. Entered means, in Sanskrit, we call Bostu Siddhi. Until a previous life, he had Swarup Siddhi. He was already advanced devotee. And now Prabhupada writing that his Bostu Siddhi took place. He has recorded his transcendental experience and appreciation in the book known as Kṛṣṇa Karnamrita. In the beginning of that book, he has offered his obeisances to his different gurus. And it is to be noted that he has adored them all equally. The first spiritual master mentioned is Chintamani, who was one of the instructing spiritual master amongst. She first showed him the spiritual path. Chintamani was a prostitute with whom Bilamangal was intimate earlier in his life. She gave him the inspiration to begin on the path of devotional service. And because she convinced him to give up material existence to try for perfection by loving Kṛṣṇa, he has first offered his respect to her. Next, he offers his respects to his initiating spiritual master, Somogiri, then to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who was also his instructing spiritual master. Just to break it here, this Somogiri was actually mostly prominent known as for Brahman preacher, Brahmavadi mixed with Vaishnava. Brahmavadis are not offender, Mayavadis are offender. These we have to keep in mind. So Prabhupada mentioned here, Somogiri, then to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who was also his instructing spiritual master. He explicitly mentioned Bhagavan, who has a peacock feather on his crown, because the Lord of Vrindavan, Kṛṣṇa, the coward boy, used to come to Bilamangal to talk with him and supply him with milk. In his adoration of Sri Kṛṣṇa, the personality of Godhead, he states that Jayasri, the goddess of fortune, Srimati Radharani, takes shelter in the shade of his lotus feet to enjoy the transcendental rasa of nuptial love, nuptial love. The complete treatise, Kṛṣṇa Karnamrita, is dedicated to the transcendental pastimes of Sri Kṛṣṇa and Srimati Radharani. It is the book to be read and understood by the most elevated devotees of Sri Kṛṣṇa. This is a beautiful chapter. You see the next verse, it says, Jive Shakshat Nahi. That means it's related to this previous Bilamangal Thakur's offering prayers to his Guru. So today's subject matter is beautiful song that Bilamangal Thakur, upon his realization, he verbalized. When we say verbalized, means since time immemorial, the soul always thriving, looking for ultimate achievement, especially prayers. This Chaurashtakam is a special prayers of Kṛṣṇa, Bilamangal Thakur. The prayers is the universal language by which the human heart, we all the devotees' heart, communes with the divine heart. Poetry is an artistic means for verbalizing the heart's deep emotions. And if you notice in our tradition, from Mangalarti till evening, we have so many prayers. It is not just a gadda, it is called padda. Padda means just a narration. Padda means poetic. Why? Because sometimes the emotional feeling cannot be expressed through the word. The poetic version has a very significant emotion endowed with it. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself mentioned this, Gadgadaya Vacha. Gadgadaya means half word out, half word in. There's so much feeling that carries those verses. We cannot just chant simply. We should literally meditate and see if we can feel the weight of the feelings that Bilamangal Thakur was carrying it. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so much into it that he could not even chant properly these verses. Of course, I don't have that feeling when I chant. I was singing yesterday. I was just singing. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was saying Jag Jag Ga Ga, he could not even say Jagannath, because unlimited ocean of feeling and memories carrying this. Srimati Radharani cannot even write Kṛṣṇa name. Prabhupada mentioned in Nectar of Instruction, that amongst the Brajavashi, the servant, Rattaka Patraka. Patraka is the person who carries the letter from Kṛṣṇa to Radharani, Radharani to Kṛṣṇa, like this. The messenger, Duti, Swayam Duti. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, there's so many angels. It is not the Christian view. Actually, in Vrindavan, there's millions of angels. They fly, they carry the message all the time. It's like a whole opera, transcendental play all the time in Vrindavan. And this is what Bilamangal Thakur experienced. So poetry is an artistic means for verbalizing the heart's deep emotions. Singing is a popular method to express one's emotion. If you look at our acharyas, even Prabhupada, when he arrived in by Jaladuta to Boston Harbor, he could have just write a simple expression what is, but he chose to express through poetic form. He wrote a poem, Markine Bhagavat Dharma, because through the poem he could express his feeling. Through writing sometimes is difficult. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he was very disturbed with this preaching mission that people are not easily accepting, they are drawn to Mayavad, Ramakrishna mission and all this, he expressed this Vaishnava K in a poetic form. And this became so prominent. He could express his feeling that what he is seeing cannot be just expressed through a language. It has to be a language that can carry the mood. So the integration of these prayers composed poetically and sung individually or collectively. Just like in Damodarashtakam every month in Alachua, we sing collectively. But at home, sometimes I sing individually. And in practically we see that, and there is those poem, like every time I hear Damodarashtakam, it immediately evokes some emotion. So when Bilamangal Thakur wrote this, it is not that he just wanted to write it. He wanted to express his feeling towards the Lord. And when he expressed that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was proving that point, that how much Kṛṣṇa actually loved it. In the world's great theistic tradition are found many examples of beautiful prayer songs. Such prayer are usually composed by saints who verbalize their love and longing for the Lord. This is very important. We should remember. And if you remember Srila Prabhupada's emotion feeling for 6 Goswamis, Siddhananda Maharaj asked Prabhupada, I want to understand this expression, like Bilamangal Thakur expressed, who Kṛṣṇa is, Radha Rani is, Jayasri. How can I understand? Srila Prabhupada said you should sing the 6 Goswami Ashtakam. So if you know the history of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada sang twice. But one time he sang the whole Saragoswami Ashtaka. Another time he could not sing more than 4 stanza. He started crying, emotional. Later on he tells, oh, I forgot. But that is not true. Later on Prabhupada revealed. He was so much emotional, he started crying and he could not even sing the 6 Goswami Ashtaka. So hopefully, I'm begging also to the audience, if you feel that emotion, please try to share with us so we can get contagious with that. I don't have devotion. Subha Vilas Prabhu just mercifully, he just invited me so that I can get some mercy from those devotees who are surrounding us. I hope by the mercy of all those Vaishnavas and Prabhupada's followers, I can be also be fortunate and endowed with those emotional feelings. Just to give a little how important this emotional feeling, because I do mentoring sometime to sannyas candidates, and we literally discuss this, that how important, because at the core of our existence, who are we? Satchidananda, the feeling that we carry at the core of our existence, we are Sat means we can think, we can be aware what is going on within my heart, what is going on outward. We also have a feeling for Prabhupada, we have feeling for the Lord. It's not something that we stay away. So I'll end with this, begin the sloka with this, that the difference between material attachment that Bilamangal Thakur had and material aversion that he wanted to get out of this after discussing with the prostitute Chintamani, he became so disgusted, aversion. So the attachment he had, and then he proved the aversion. Then he took the path of renunciation. Then what did he get ultimately? Devotion. So the difference between attachment, aversion, renunciation, and devotion depends on the direction of our emotion. Please try to remember this. It depends on the direction of our emotion. If our emotion is invested in Kṛṣṇa, that is devotion. And Bilamangal Thakur is the best example. Rupa Goswami Pad in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, they glorify Bilamangal Thakur, this expression of Braje Prasiddham Navanita Choram. Those expressions, the Bilamangal Thakur is the first class sadhaka who was sadhan siddha, but then in his next life journey, he became Vastu Siddha. So we'll find in this sloka. So let's go with this. Braje prasiddham navanita choram gopanganam chadukula choram aneka janmarjita papa choram choragragannam purusham namami. Bilamangal Thakur has written this song, Braje Prasiddham Navanita Choram. I offer my pranam, paying obeisances to who? Choragragannam, the foremost of thieves, who is famous in Vrindavan as a butter thief. Navanita Choram, and every day he has a Navanita means it's not a it's not an old story, it's a new story. Every day is a new pastimes. When Mother Yashoda was glorifying about Kṛṣṇa stealing butter to herself, this Damodar Leela, night before, that Mother Yashoda, early morning she woke up and she was so much surprised of seeing the beauty of Kṛṣṇa. That was the only day that I came to know that did not Sanatana Goswami Pad write this in Dasami Tippani, that Mother Yashoda forgot to take Kṛṣṇa to his bed and no maid servant was there. They were preparing Indra Jagna. So they all stayed in on the bank of Jamuna with Nanda Baba and all these millions of Brajavasis. Mother Yashoda that night, she fell asleep on the ground floor and she had a few desires that she wanted to milk the cow herself and boil the milk and make the butter, everything by herself, because she never has a chance to do everything by herself because she has so many thousands of maid servants. Now you may say, well, she could just tell the maid servant, hey, I want to make myself today. And if I do this, then Kṛṣṇa stealing this chorja the thief title will be disappear. So I want to remove this title that he is thief. In order to do that, I need to do it. But she feels guilty to tell that maid servant. Why? There is so many example is given. One example is when Putana came, the day Putana came, Mother Yashoda and Rohini Maiya, they were so overwhelmed. And they're thinking, such a beautiful lady must be divine personality. And my son is such a beautiful, unparalleled. She should come and see my baby and take him on the lap. So she never objected. She was thinking that Putana was a divine some lady, had no clue that she is a big Rakshasi. 12 miles body is a big giant body, Rakshasi. But anyway, so they allowed. But then when Putana took the baby and trying to get out, why? Because she felt disturbed. What was the disturbance? Putana was thinking that I am Kotora Rakshasi. I'm so expert on twisting the neck of the newly born and suck the tears of the babies. And Kṛṣṇa loved it when Kṛṣṇa heard about her. And but today is the first time in my life. What is this baby? Looking at Kṛṣṇa. I'm falling in love. I love this baby. She's disturbed so much in her profession. She came to kill Kṛṣṇa, but she already felt a little disturbed. How can I have affection for this child? So Kṛṣṇa immediately closed his eye. Don't worry. You came to do your job. Okay, you don't have to. So Kṛṣṇa closed his eye. Of course, Acharya is giving so many examples why he closed his eyes. Many examples. One is like he called Shiva, said, Shiva, you are good expert in drinking the poison, and she smeared her breast with the poison, so you come and drink it. Anyway, another reason was, Sanatana Goswami Pad writes, that Kṛṣṇa did not wanted Putana to exhibit her normal body. If she looks at eye to eye, she will come back to her original mother, the 12 miles body, which will be disturbing Mother Yashoda and everybody. So Kṛṣṇa closed his eye. He took, but when Kṛṣṇa ran away, Putana took him away, and she fell on the garden of this Kṛṣṇa's breakfast garden, and it was so far, and her real form, miles and miles, appeared. Mother Yashoda, what happened? She fainted. Rohini Maiya fainted. They became stamba first, pillar, out of ecstasy. Could not believe that what is just happened. They trusted this beautiful girl. Actually, she is the biggest witch. So they fainted. Now, what kind of mother? She was asking later on, what kind of mother am I? I could not even protect my own son. Who protected? All those maid servants. Maid servant ran. They came back, brought a big ladder and climbed this Putana's body from her breast. Kṛṣṇa is still holding the nipple, and they rescued. So many examples, Mother Yashoda always felt guilty that these maid servant, they are acting like a mother more than me. So she could not. So this was the only day. At that time, Mother Yashoda was thinking, I want to remove his title called thief. Butter thief. So she planned the whole thing, but some or other she could not make. Why? All of a sudden, seeing Krishna's beauty, millions of pastimes of Krishna stealing, and how he became the expert thief, Mother Yashoda started singing. She had her own audience. She had her own audience. How? She was singing, and her bangles became like a kortal, and her ankle bell became like a drum. The whole audience is her body, her earring swinging, and she is emotionally crying. And Kṛṣṇa in her heart thinking, oh, you think I'm the best thief, and you remembering all these pastimes. millions and millions of pastimes. Sukdev Goswami could not give all this to Parikshit Maharaj. He only gave a hint in that sloka, just the hint that she was drowned into ecstasy of Krishna's stealing pastime, millions of pastime. Krishna loved it so much that in her heart, Krishna started dancing. Of course, there is another Krishna who she put sleep. That Krishna woke up. That's how the Damodar Lila began. So this stealing is a very famous. Even Mother Yashoda herself sing, and she even had a conversation with Krishna. Where did you learn this stealing? He said, I didn't learn from my father's side, but your side, some thief is there. His name is Chor Ghosh. So Chor, the Chorjo Bhitti, this profession of stealing, it came from your blood. So don't blame me if I am known for stealing. So this pastimes is adored by Brajavashis, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Baba, and Srila Prabhupada writes, even in Nectar of Devotion, there's a little hints that even Krishna himself wanted to steal from his own house. Now, stealing from other house, you can give a reason. There's a 9 lakhs cow. What Krishna need to steal from outside? Okay, that's a one logic. But when one day Rupa Goswami Pad writes that Mother Mukhara told Yashoda Maya, this is absurd. Said, what? Said, I cannot believe. What is your son doing? She said, what he's doing? He said, look at the way he's walking in your own deity room. They used to do Narayan Puja every day, offer all the food to Narayan, and then feed Krishna. They think Krishna is not Bhagavan, he is just our Lala. So, and he wants to steal butter from your deity room. Mother Yashoda looked at through the window from far. He said, don't stop. Let him steal. He said, Mukhara said, Yashoda, are you crazy? What happened? The whole Brajavasis are talking. Now you are also interested to see his stealing. He said, but look at his face. It's so beautiful. His stealing expression is so attractive. I want to just look at it. Don't disturb him. Let him steal. It's okay. It's all right. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, our Param Gurudev, he gave a comment on it that stealing must be tasting better than normal food. Otherwise, why the supreme absolute truth, not only stealing from all the Braja Gopis, he wants to steal from his own house? You cannot put any logic in this. 9 lakhs cow is only for him. How much milk, a product, everything, but he wants to steal. The whole milk product is for him, but he wants to steal from his own house. So stealing is a beautiful, mundane way. Of course, we cannot comprehend this. And if you tell somebody, my God, steal, they will think like something wrong. Don't go to that temple, Hare Krishna temple, if they think the God is a thief. So here, the Bilamangal Thakur is expressing, Braje Prasiddham. How can he be Braje Prasiddham? How can he be so famous? Because Nanda Baba expressed this. Oh Narayan, I love this boy who is known as a thief. Can you please, life after life, make me to be his father? And I want to see his all this pastime of stealing. What kind of father is that? You want to hear the bad nature of your son? But there is a emotion, there is a satisfaction. Is endowed with those stealing pastime. Nanda Baba just adore it. Mother Yashoda is eager to see his own house, her own son stealing from his own house, and she is charmed, attracted by it. She told Mukhara, stop, let me look. I love the way he is looking to steal. This is so attractive. And she adored it. And on that night, she was going millions of pastimes. Sanatana Goswami Pad writes, Gopanganam Chadukula Choram. In Kattani Brata, that we see those girls. Now, what will happen to them? Kṛṣṇa is not only stealing in that Leela their clothes to make them surrender, but Kṛṣṇa is stealing their heart. That later on, Sanatana Goswami writes that when Gopastami day, Kṛṣṇa was 5 or 6, nobody knows. Why? Because when he killed Aghasur for 1 year, all the coward boys didn't come back. That was Kṛṣṇa himself expended. So it can be 5 years, it can be 6 years. It depends how you want to calculate. Because none of the coward boy came back. For 1 year, Kṛṣṇa expended himself, and that was the year that all the Gopi girls married to him. According to Garga Samhita, Gargacharya suggested. But when the mother-in-law, they were growing, and they're saying that what to do, that our daughters, they got married, they're betrothed, and when they grow up, they will go. But some or other, they're not attracted to their husband, because now the coward boys came back. Kṛṣṇa withdrawn his expansion as a coward boy. But those Gopi girls are not showing interest. They're not even talking. Oh, my husband, oh, he lives in the other village, and after some time I'll meet. No talk, nada, zero, no talk. All the mothers, they had a meeting. They're like, what's going on? Eventually they have to go to their husband, future husband. They're already betrothed, but they're not attracted. What's going on? We're disturbed. So they had a big meeting, all these millions of mothers. That time the Brahmana boy is running around. Who is that? Madhumangal. Oh, you know what? Let's ask this Brahmana boy. He might know. Madhumangal, please come. And they had a big millions of mothers. Do you know some secret how to make the young girl fall in love with the young boy? Said, yes, that is what I'm special. I'm a son of a Brahmana. Before I came to Vrindavan, I was trained, even in a little early age, even though I didn't understand, but now I see. I have a mantra, I can instantly make the boy and girl fall in love. Wow. What is the price? Laddu. You have to give me big laddus. And you have to supply me every day laddu, non-stop for 1 month, while the brata will go on. So all the mother says, no problem. So what they have to do? Well, there is a rules. Something they have to do and something they cannot do. So what they cannot do is for you, all the mothers. You cannot spy where those girls going and who they are worshipping. They have to come and meet this Kamadev, Cupid, god of Cupid. And every day they have to bathe in Jamuna, and he gave a whole list. And they have to worship this boy. Then, by the mercy of Kamadev, after 1 month, no problem. So all the girls, when they were told by the mother, not mother-in-law, they haven't gone yet, that look, this month coming, you must do 1 month brata. Now, on Tattaini brata, in the absence, no parents knew that they're doing it. It's a hidden secret. But this brata is open to the mother and father. But they cannot be, spying where they're going, what kind of brata. So all the girls gather together. And who is there? Nanda Maharaja's son. He is the Kamadev. And they completely gave themselves to him. They're having a wonderful pastimes. And it went for 1 month. And Madhumangal is happy just by laddu. He's getting tons of laddus every day. And what is the mantra? He's chanting mantra. He knows that Kṛṣṇa and the Gopi girl, their conversation is the highest mantra. Better than Vedic mantra. Better than any mantra. This way, all the girls gave their heart to Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa stole. This is called Braje Prasiddham Navanita Choram Gopanganam Dukula Choram. The father-in-law, one kula, other kula, in Sanskrit kula means the dynasty family. And their future, Krishna stole both. Means nobody is getting. He got those girls just for him. But he does a mystical way. We have to also understand the Siddhanta. It is not that Krishna is after the girl. Only when those girls, after millions of years, austerity, Srutichari, Munichari, can you imagine 60,000 years you meditate and finally you saw Lord Ramchandra in Dharnakaranya forest and instantly you fell in love. Now don't put a psychological questioning in your head that these 60,000 years old sages, how they look like. Well, 60,000 years old sages, generally we have some brawn, the big beard, long hair, they're meditating. How can they be in love with the Lord Ram? It is material conception. Spiritual conception is they saw themselves in a girl form and they saw the beauty of Ram. Then Ram promised them that you will meet me in next pastime. So all those girls are very advanced, sadhan siddha. In this life, they are going to be bostu siddha. Same thing Bilamangal Thakur went through, he's also expressing there. Dukolo Churam. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the time. Maybe I will speed up the verse. Otherwise, because they have a very, very deep meaning, all this. Aneka Janma Arjita Papa Choram, which you all understand that Sripad Radha Govinda Maharaj, out of his compassion, 20 years back, he told me that I love Chaitanya Charitamrita. I said, Maharaj, you love Chaitanya Charitamrita. How come? He said, you are Bengali, you should dive into Chaitanya Charitamrita. So with his blessing, I went in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I'm still, this is the one book. If I don't have anything in this world, no food or anything, I just want my Japamala and Chaitanya Charitamrita, I'll be fine. No problem. No shelter, no food, nothing, no problem. As long Chaitanya Charitamrita is there and Japamala is there, wonderful. We'll have a wonderful luxurious journey, spiritual journey. So in that Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's a verse. It says, Hari Shabde Nana Artha Dui Mukhatama Sarva Amangala Hare Prema Diya Hare Mana. This verse, Aneke Janmarjita Papa Choram. This is the same verse Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expressed. He says that when we come to Krishna Hari, what he does, Hari Shabde Nana Artha Dui Mukhatama. Hari has a many meanings, but two are most prominent. Sarva Amangala Hare. The millions and millions of lives, sinful, all the reaction, everything will be haran. Means he will steal it. Do we want Krishna to steal all our sinful, offensive, all this nature? Yes. And yes, we should say, yes, my Lord Hari, please steal all my unwanted anarthas forever. We need to do that. And Bilamangal Thakur experienced that. And he is expressing this. So let's go to the next verse. Sorry. Shriradhikaya Hridaya Sachoram Navam Buddha Semala Kanti Choram Padasritanam Cha Samasta Choram Tora Gragannam Purusham Namami. So Bilamangal Thakur again paying obeisances to the foremost of thieves. This foremost of thieves, we should actually appreciate Krishna stealing. It is only for the devotees. What does he steal? He steals Srimati Radhika's heart. Radhikaya, Sri Radhikaya Hridayasya Choram. When did he steal? You know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that form of Mahaprabhu could never come if he did not steal the heart of Radharani. Govinda Maharaj very nicely explained this in his book called Embankment of Separation, that how Kṛṣṇa is the best thief. Why? Because he steals the heart of, and he was so diligently stole the heart of Radharani. How somebody can steal? Now, most of the devotee, you all are, I mean, not most, all of the devotee, they're innocent of stealing. They don't know how to steal. Generally, it's a bad character, we think, so we don't know. But Kṛṣṇa knows how to steal. Nobody can be as good as him. He created a beautiful Prema Vaicitta. Prema Vaicitta means Kṛṣṇa's beauty with each name is so attractive that by the time Radharani say Madhu Sudana, by the time she finished the name, the form just appear in front of her. It's called Uddipan. Uddipan. Rupa Goswami Pad breaks down. Uddipan means by the time you say the name, that form appear and so beautiful, you completely drown because it carries the memory, emotion. It's called Prema Vaicitta. So Chaitanya, Lord Kṛṣṇa created this atmosphere in Kunja one day. Sabha Kunj, beautiful expression and beautiful music, song happening. Radharani is hearing each name and she started crying. So Madhusudan, where are you? Where are you? She's crying, running after. And Kṛṣṇa is thinking, wait, I'm sitting right next to you. Who are you looking for? I'm sitting right next to you. I'm holding you. You are right next to me. There is no gap. But you are crying and running after Madhusudan. That's me right here. This Prema Vaicitta, unless we understand completely, it's very difficult to comprehend. It's very sweet, extremely sweet. Rupa Goswami Pad gives very details. So, of course, due to our time, but at least to this explanation, that Kṛṣṇa created a separation feeling of in the heart of Radharani, that Radharani completely drowned into that separation day. When somebody is completely depressing down, they are not even aware what is going on in their body or heart. Kṛṣṇa entered in her heart, slowly, slowly, opening the petal like a lotus. Radharani's heart made of lotus petal. Beautiful. Each petal produce special fragrance. Kṛṣṇa is very alert. I don't want to fall for this fragrance because this fragrance is so contagious. I will completely forget my purpose. I want to go in. When he was trying to enter in the heart of Radharani, it's like a crossing the Ganges. If you went to Mayapur, if you ever went by boat, not this steamer nowadays, they have a motor, but old boat I remember. So those men had a big stick. Sometimes they would put the stick on the ground, under the water to see how deep. And sometimes it reaches too far. So Kṛṣṇa did the same thing. He was trying to find how deep such emotion. One time Kṛṣṇa went and checking how deep this emotion feeling, and he lost his control. He fell in that emotion water of Radharani. That's how his color became golden. To experience Radharani's mood, you don't need the color, you need the mood, bhava. But he says, the kanti and bhava together, why you need bhava? Because he forgot. He drowned in that and he could not even get up. That is Madhunakha Mahabhav. Radharani's mood. So then when he came out, Radharani was surprised. In Gambhira, in Tota Gopinath Mandir, where Godhead Prabhu was living, Mahaprabhu was teasing one day to Nitanda Prabhu. The cook, whoever cooked this food, must be residing in Vaikuntha eternally. Only a resident of Vaikuntha, that goddess Jayasri, can cook something like this. So Gadadhar Prabhu, Radharani is listening and told Nityananda Prabhu when Mahaprabhu went outside to wash his hand. He said, what he thinks, I don't know what he did. He stole my heart. I'm allowing him to experience what I went through. Kenona Karile Vidhi, Nortam Das Thakur sing that song. The Radharani is to cry. So Krishna is expert. Nobody can ever think of stealing Radharani's heart. Even Krishna cannot, but he succeeded. That form is Mahaprabhu. That's beautiful. Now, I'm already 9:50. Let's see how far we go. I hope you will forgive me. I'm trying to go a little faster. Nabam Buddha Semala Kanti Choram. Nabham Buddha Semala Kanti Choram. One day, Krishna woke up. Generally, he wake up in the morning, and there is a different Acharya gave a commentary how Krishna wakes up. Mother Yashoda, she comes and sing, like to put him sleep. She sing lullaby song, beautiful song, and then Krishna closes his eye, and then to wake up, there's a beautiful music and beautiful song Mother Yashoda composed every day new. Oh my Lala, and beautiful song. And then Krishna slowly move his neck and try to wake up. One day, Bilamangal Thakur in Krishna Karnamrita, there is a beautiful song itself that Krishna did not wake up. Krishna did not wake up, and they were like nervous. Mother Yashoda said, it's okay. You know, in America, they say when the child growing, they sleep little longer. So Mother Yashoda said, oh, he's growing. Then all of a sudden, a girl, Gopi girl came. He said, Maya. Said, yes. Can I see the beautiful face of your son? Said, why you want to see my son's face? Well, yesterday we saw his face before we went to sell our buttermilk to Mathura. Now what happened when we came back, we were calculating, how come we got double benefit today? When we came back, our cow gave birth. Now we'll have more milk. And when we went to Mathura, we got the price of butter, double price. So we could not find anything except the beautiful face of your son. So we want to get benefit. You know, we survive by this butter, selling butter. So if it is possible, we can just have a look. Mother Yashoda said, no disturbance to my son. He's growing boy. He has to sleep extra time. I'm not going to wake up. All of a sudden, from upstairs, Krishna said, Maya, you told me that our life should be for the welfare of others. So if somebody wants to see and they get benefit, and Mother Yashoda is like a shock. He heard the whole conversation. Now what can she do? And this Gopi girl is smiling. Of course, this Gopi girl did not come to actually look at the face only. Of course she wants, but she came to give the news every day that where is the meeting with Radharani, which ghat, with Govinda Kund, what time, and everything. So like this, Krishna has a whole waking up morning pastime, beautiful. One day, Mother Yashoda was not there. And Balaram got all those boys under that big tree, Badasi tree near Nanda Bhavan. Nanda Bhavan is a palace with 50 rooms on each floor. In Dasami Tippani explains. Krishna, not seeing Mother Yashoda, he's trying to climb himself down. And when he's climbing down, he looked through the window. He looked at all the boys, and Balaram is teasing their wedding. And they look at him, look at him, look at him. You know, what is it? And the Krishna, all of a sudden, Jogomaya also creating this atmosphere. And all the boys says, oh my God, you look like different color than your parents. You are right, Balaram, what he says. See here he says, Nabam Buddha Semala Kanti Choram. That Krishna actually stole. But where this pastime is coming? So he said, before Kṛṣṇa came down, Balaram told the boys, do you know our brother Kṛṣṇa is not actually son of Nanda and Yashoda? And all the boys say, really? Say, look at when he comes down today, you look at his color and look at his parents' body color. Now, if the child is not matching the body color, then obviously he's not their child. Then all the boys says, what do you mean? Then how did they get him? Say, well, it's a sad story. There was a couple who did not want their child because he's too black. He was so black. It's such a peachy black. So they thought, oh my God, he will never get a girl. He will never, how can we tolerate? So they dumped this little child in this cave. And Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda is walking by one day, and they saw this beautiful black, real pitchy black boy. They picked him up because they didn't have a child. That's how Kṛṣṇa is growing. Now, this story made up by Balaram as another counterpart story, but just to end with this. So Balaram said, watch when Kṛṣṇa comes. So that day, Jogomaya also created Kṛṣṇa's body is like a pitchy black. So Mother Yashoda is not there. And Kṛṣṇa is thinking, what is all these boys are pointing from outside? He came outside. Kṛṣṇa says, I'm here. The boys are staring at him. They're not even talking. They're not even laughing. They're serious. Kṛṣṇa says, what's going on? Say, we know the truth. Say, what truth? I just woke up. Say, yes, we know everything about you. You are not really who you are, you think. We know about you now. Kṛṣṇa started feeling curious. What do you mean? What do you know about me? You're not really son of Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba. We just know the truth. All these years we were fooled by you. You said, this is my Baba, this is my mommy. No, they're not. Kṛṣṇa all of a sudden became so depressed. He said, what do you mean? This is my parents. Why are you talking like this? Kṛṣṇa started crying. The boy says, no, we are not going to play. Actually, you are outcast. And Kṛṣṇa went such a depression. He loves Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba. Then Mother Yashoda realized her son woke up. She immediately come. Said, oh my God, you woke up, you came down. Oh, I'm so sorry. Kṛṣṇa says, no, don't touch me, don't touch me. What? Kanhaiya, come here. No, you're not my mommy. What? What are you talking about? No. Kṛṣṇa is looking at Mother Yashoda's body color. So beautiful complexion, not pitchy black. And Kṛṣṇa looking his color, pitchy black, looking at mother's color. Say, you're not my mother. And Mother Yashoda said, don't say this. I am your mother. How you want me to prove? Where do you get this idea? The whole Brajabasi, all these coward boys knows. Everybody knows. How did you get me here? Mother Yashoda started crying. How in the world you come up with this? Who is giving you this idea? Said, all these boys, Balaram knows. Look at Dauji. He's telling everybody and he knows the truth. Mother Yashoda, morning duty, put on hold everything. She started crying and crying because Kṛṣṇa doesn't want to come on her lap. And Kṛṣṇa is saying, Kṛṣṇa is looking at his color. This Shamala means bluish, darkest in a condensed form. It is so attractive. But Mother Yashoda has a fair complexion, very beautiful. At least Jogomaya created this atmosphere today. And Nanda Baba immediately ran to this, the whole Mother Rohini Maya, everybody started crying. Where is this idea? So they finally caught Balaram. Why are you saying this? He said, oh, we are looking at him, we didn't know. And nobody could reconcile. Finally, they had to have a big meeting with all the Brahmanas, Brajabasi, just to prove that actually Mother Yashoda gave birth to Kṛṣṇa. And the whole pastime created that finally Kṛṣṇa came and embraced. And the embrace made so tight, so close, that Kṛṣṇa changed his color of Mother Yashoda. So this Shamala Kanti Chauram is a beautiful pastime of it. 959. Padasritanam sha samasta choram. Should we continue or take some discussion further?
Maybe we can take one more verse and then take some questions or reflections.
Okay. Akishcha chani kritta padasritam ja karoti bhikshum patigeha hinam kenapi aho vishana choradrik ishta sutobana jagatare. He turns his surrendered devotees into paupers and wandering, homeless beggars. Aho, such a fearsome thief has never seen or heard of in all the three worlds. This is true. I'm not trying to scare you all, but prepare. Mahaprabhu gave the definition of prema in Chaitanya Charitamrita. There is a famous verse. Bhajye Vishajalamay Bhitare Anandamay Krishna Premer Adbhut Charitra. That chapter explains when we get Krishna Prem, what are the symptoms? Inside you will have a permanent condensed form of bliss. But outside you will struggle with your lust, greed, anger, madness, illusion, envy. It's difficult to give up. And the proportion of our inner submission will purify the outside. If we are, just like Prabhupada says, renunciation is the result of genuine spiritual emotion. If we do not develop, okay, let's ask a question. What else option you have? Say you don't want to revive dormant love for Krishna. What else you have? You are searching for highest happiness. You can never get highest happiness until you submit yourself to that thief. But to submit, it is not that easy, because there will be test. How we are going to pass the exam? Taste. Taste for bhakti is the test. And if we have taste, more we actually relish Krishna Katha, Krishna Nam, we can pass the exam. And those who are not, they will be struggling. I went through in my life, I don't want to relate to that, but I can relate. It's very relevant. But Bilamangal Thakur, when it is, it is not a monopoly possessive God that Krishna is talking like this, that if you je kore amaras tar kori sarvanas tobu je kore amaras tare kori dasher das, that Prabhupada gave that Jasamanu Grinnami. There's so many verses explain this. No, it is not exactly like this. It is more than that. You will see in a whole Prabhupada's life an explanation. You can reconcile. That verse, of course, is not applicable to everybody, because one purport Prabhupada writes that if you are not meant to be a big preacher, Krishna doesn't want to engage you immediately in preaching, you don't have to lose your material wealth to come to him. But if Krishna decides that you have to preach and you don't want to, he will make your life such a way that he will take you out. Now you may say, is that a monopoly of God? No, it is not a monopoly of God. You wanted at one point in your life, whether this life or last life, some life you prayed, my Lord, it is a natural. Why? Because in the culmination of bhakti, Lover only desire beloved, nothing else. It is natural. And we all going to face this. It is not Bilamangal Thakur once in a history. It is each of our love. So what Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave the solution? He said, offer your house as Kṛṣṇa's house. Offer your children, your wife, your husband as Kṛṣṇa's servant, maid servant. You sooner you offer it is easier for you. You don't want to offer it, you want to keep your bhakti and see the family separate, it will be a struggle. So surrender, we should sing those songs. Amara bolite Prabhu are kichu nai, tumi amar matra pita bandhu bhai. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song writes that he himself offered his wife as a maid servant of Kṛṣṇa. All his 10 children is a servant and maid servant of Kṛṣṇa. He did not see that's my son. He saw his earning. He was working every day, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, going to court. He did not say, oh, I don't feel like I want to chant. I don't like court with these karmis. No, no complaint. He never complained. No record that he ever complained. Rather, he did those jobs so precisely that he draws attention of others to come to bhakti because of his such a nice, loving way of doing his judging job. In our material life, spiritual life, if we can sacrifice like this, bring everybody in Krishna consciousness by surrendering, then we have an easy journey. By Mahaprabhus, we don't have to go through like Bilamangal Thakur. Otherwise, we will go through. So choice is up to us. Bilamangal Thakur was a wealthy South Indian Brahmin. I'm just going to give me a few minutes. I'll just narrate very short. And he belongs to a very cultured Brahmana. He was not like a whimsical, some wretched. No. Very cultured Brahmana. He got attracted to a prostitute named Chintamani. You know that story. Prabhupada writes. Prabhupada even talked so much. The attraction soon became attachment. Try to remember this point. Attraction and desire is not same thing. Attraction comes from previous impression. Bilamangal Thakur fell for this Chintamani not because he desired, because he had an impression in his last life when he was a sannyasi. There is a story, true story of that he took the jewelry from the rich man's daughter who was buried. He actually did it for the devotional purpose, but the process he did, and he actually had also attachment to sex, lust. Lust is not a sex only. Lust is a urges. Sex is a one part of the lust. Lust is like somebody could be name fame. You know, even as a sannyasi looking for name fame, one sannyasi told me in ISKCON, very kindly, he was very merciful to me, that he says, the day he would walk in LA temple and all the devotee would bow down was the best day in his life. He would enjoy this glory. This is also lust. And this is more dangerous than sex. So lust is different than what we think of lust in a common way. The body of his dead father did not bring tears to his eyes. Those are crucial points we have to examine in our own heart. Do we have that kind of feeling? And Bilamangal Thakur exhibited like this, that ultimately the surrender has to be there. Whether it is by force, we'll do it, or it can be natural way if we start sacrificing. Take a vow, not eating any food without offering to Kṛṣṇa. That is surrender. And surrender always has a two principle above everything. What am I going to do today that will bring pleasure to Prabhupada and Kṛṣṇa? What am I not going to do today that will bring pleasure? If we can maintain these two, we never have to worry about it. Is already surrender began, and surrender will complete. I'll end with this. Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari. Any question, reflection, comment?
Prabhu, Hare Krishna. You just said attraction and desire both are different, but what is the difference, Prabhu? Attraction and desire.
Whom I'm talking with?
I'm
I see?
Rakesh, Prabhu.
Can you turn your camera on, Rakesh Prabhu, please?
Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you for asking a beautiful question. In your life, you don't have to tell me, but in my life, when I liked a girl in my young age, and if I had an emotion feeling, those are become impression in the heart. When I used to like pistachio nut ice cream. One day it was so hard, I was like emotional, like I want to have this. So I drove 10 miles just to get this ice cream. These are called impression. Those impression is never gone. It is there. Next time hot summer comes, automatically will pop. I need pistachio nut ice cream. Where is this coming from? And if I see somebody is eating pistachio nut ice cream, automatically my attention is drawn to there. I'm just giving you some example. So in your life also, anything that you had an emotion feeling, nobody knew, only you knew. This remain life after life as a deep impression, and it becomes the cause of attraction. You can look at 10 girls, 10 Matajis, but one Mataji you are attracted, not the rest. One shape of the woman you are attracted, not the rest. Why? Where is this impression coming from? Previous life. So naturally, when we are attracted, a beautiful garden, where is this impression coming from? That I am attracted to this. A previous impression. They are called Praktan Sanskar and Adhanik Sanskar, how you grow up in this life. You saw some trauma, you saw some beautiful things. All this you are storing in your consciousness. Until we purify this through bhakti, those things will never be destroyed. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote us very nicely. Purva itihas bhulinu sakala seva sukha pemane tumi to amar ami to tomar ki karja paradhani. Purva itihas, the previous history, impression will never go away unless you do bhakti. So be sincere more and pray to Prabhupada and Kṛṣṇa, those attraction will go away. The desire, Bhagavad Gita 2.62. You can read those. Dehato vishayan pungsha sangaste supajayate sanga sanjayate kama kamat krodha vijayate. The desire develops from contemplation. Without contemplation, the desire does not develop. But the attraction comes from previous. You cannot even understand why you are attracted automatically to this type of person, not that type of person. This type of house, not that kind of house. This kind of job, not that kind of job. Those are previous impression. Is that makes clear, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other?
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this wonderful class, and so nicely you explained that how prayer or poetry is expresses the emotion. I really like that point, in which the words or the lines and paragraphs may not express that. So thank you so much. I just wanted to understand this word you shared, du kula. You mentioned tu kula. I could not understand whether here the translation is clothes. So can you please elaborate that?
What is the translation they are given?
Clothes.
Yes.
Gopangananam cha dukula choram. You stole the clothes.
It's also clothes, Basraharan. That is also there. And kula, if you look at the spelling, Sanskrit, means also the dynasty. Gurukul, you heard those Gurukul, means where the guru's place the student learn. Shosuralai, Shosurkul means the father-in-law's kul. Kul means the dynasty. Also Pitrikul, Matrikul, you will hear those Sanskrit words. Kul also means the dynasty or family generation. So Dukula, Krishna actually steals both of their father, parent Kula, because he stole the heart and they cannot go, they feel like they don't fit in the father-in-law place or parents' place. They want to be always with Krishna. So both are correct. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Kumar Prabhu. And others, if you have a question, please raise your hand so you can go accordingly. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj, thank you so much. Very enlightening talk. And thank you for, giving the examples and all that. So, Maharaj, as you're saying, like, impressions from the past. So when we chant, for example, the holy name purifies us and we become less and less attached to material things and impressions. But the problem is that we are gathering new impressions, every day as we go through each life. And even though we are chanting, for example, the 16 rounds or, doing deity worship and all these things, still we are also adding more and more impressions to our, mind. So it seems like a kind of a balanced thing here. So we need to make sure that we have more purification going on than contamination. So Maharaj, just wanted to get your advice and blessings on how to make sure that the purification is more than, whatever we are adding to our impressions. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you. That shows, I'm not trying to flatter you, but the question shows that you are serious of advancing in spiritual path. That's very nice. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur pointed out that. Do you know at the moment of death, if you read Puranjan's story in Bhagavatam, there's a few purport Prabhupada explained what happened to the moment of death. When Puranjan was interviewed by Narad Muni, the question raised that I was a man and I wanted to enjoy the girl. How did I become a girl? Now I am a girl in this body. So Narad Muni's conversation in the commentary of Acharyas very nicely explained that Puranjan said, I did not want to become a girl. I wanted to enjoy the girl. So Narad Muni says, you did not know the science of transmigration. How this transmigration take place, you did not know the science. That's why. Most of the time, that what is happening in our life, we don't like it. So why this is coming in our life? I wanted something different because we don't understand that how the psychology and the mechanism, how it works, the impression to the result. Kṛṣṇa, there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita 7.26. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani cha arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mantu vedana kaschana. So Lord Krishna expressed that he knows. What he knows? He knows past, he knows future, and he knows presence. So when we think of Krishna's knowing about our life, how the result is producing, how to understand this. So then we can think from this verse, what Krishna is trying to say. Krishna is saying that, look, I know your future. Do you know your future? I'm asking you a question. No, we're only guessing. We don't know when we'll die. We don't know what will happen at the moment of death. We don't know whether I'll live another 50 years, whether you live another 50 years or 100 years, or maybe tomorrow. We don't know, really. So Kṛṣṇa is saying that he knows past and future and presence. But when he says that, what do we know? Then a question comes that how much we know. We know our past little bit, we know our present, yes, but we are planning our future. It's not a good proposition. Because when you know your past little bit and you see your presence, but you projecting for future, it may not align. Why? Because there is a previous impression has to be fulfilled. So what we are projecting and what the previous impression, it may not align. But the beauty of surrender to Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa says, I know your future. What is yet to come? What are you going to experience? And I also know your past. I also see your present. So let me plan. You seeing your future, I can plan your present, even if there is a struggle, because so you don't have to suffer in future. Pass through this. Because I know those impressions, what's going to happen. 10 years from now, you may have an accident, but you cannot finish your sadhan bhakti this life. You have to take birth again. But you want to go back home, back to Godhead. You praying. Prabhupada said this. You praying that I want to go back home this life. Well, I know that you need few more life, but you want to go end of this life. Okay, let me send you little heart stroke or little bit. Don't worry. Means one life is gone or 5 life is gone by little accident. And you thinking like, I'm a nice devotee. I chant 32 rounds. I'm so strict. Why accident, Prabhu? Subha Bilas Prabhu conducting these classes, he should tell me, what did I do wrong? I'm very serious devotee. All of a sudden I have an accident. But Kṛṣṇa took 5 life by one little accident. Is it worth it? Of course. Well, I didn't know that. Really, Kṛṣṇa did that? 4.29.69. You look at the purport, Prabhupada explained this in Bhagavatam. That Kṛṣṇa is out of his causeless mercy. When you surrender, he takes over your life and he curtails. He makes your life such a way to purify. So whatever is happening, it is not necessarily by previous impression only. But Kṛṣṇa sees all the impression, next 5 life, 10 life, 100 life, and he will squeeze it into one, this life, because you desire to go back home, end of your life. Whatever is happening in our life, we should appreciate and be thankful to Kṛṣṇa for making this minimizing. Prabhupada was serious one time in a morning walk. He said, I supposed to have severed my head. And he quoted this verse in Brahma Samhita. Justindra gopa mathavendra mahosa karma bandhana rupa phalabhajana matanoti karmani niddhati kintucha bhakti bhajam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Prabhupada said, Kṛṣṇa is so kind. He gave me little finger cut and his finger was cut. Prabhupada's finger was cut. You know, in Delhi, I don't know if you heard the story. Before he came to the West, he was a sannyasi. He went to see his Back to Godhead publication. He was trying to do everything by himself. He has no servant, no help, no money, nothing. Even the rich Indian in Mathura would not give him much. So Prabhupada went and he would walk, instead of taking rickshaw, he would walk from the Delhi station to this press. While he's walking, it's hot weather. There was a bullock cart going by and actually knocked Prabhupada out, and he fell in that little drain on the side of the road. And he completely like a senseless there for some time. From the shop, one person saw, remember Prabhupada walking sometime on this road. So what happened to that sannyasi? Fell. Is he just resting? But why is resting in the drain? That's unusual. So then he came out from the shop, and then he saw Prabhupada actually fell in the ground. He lifted him up. He said, Maharaj, where do you live? You have nobody. You are in this hot summer going alone. Prabhupada's trying to save the money. Few paisa those days, few paisa. Prabhupada says, when I was married, I had a wife, children, but I could not make them surrender to Kṛṣṇa. So I had to exhibit this surrender on my own, Guru Maharaj's instruction, because his wife was not ready to adapt Kṛṣṇa consciousness and live a bhakti life. So then Prabhupada expressed that Kṛṣṇa is so kind, he minimized my suffering with this little. So always appreciated and glorified Kṛṣṇa every time he had anything happen. If we can appreciate like this, all our impression will disappear. And whatever is coming in our life, please accept gladly. Because if you really could see that you 10 life, Kṛṣṇa throw it with a little accident, embrace that accident. He didn't want you to die and keep on practicing life after life. He wants you to keep on alive as long to finish your journey in this life. I hope you understand that. I cannot hear you, Prabhu.
Sure, Maharaj, thank you so much. Very nice explanation and really appreciate, so may Kṛṣṇa give us the strength to accept all the hardships that are actually blessings for us. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj, so much.
I'll tell you one last thing. There is a song, it says, to get the strength, you may not get directly from Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa is directing everything in your life. To get the strength, start appreciating the devotees' quality. Try to serve the devotees. It says, Sakala sahane bala diya karo nija mane sprihahina. Sakala sahane, to tolerate everything. Bala diya karo, I need empowerment. This you have to back to the Vaishnavas and Guru. They will give you. They will give you because you are sincere devotee. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, Kashish Mata, do you want to ask your question?
Hare Krishna. Hello, can I talk, Prabhu?
Yes, please.
Yeah, yes. Prabhuji, today's class was wonderful. At times when you were explaining the past times, my heart was beating very fast. And I don't know how to gather all my energies to ask a question. My question is that when you were explaining that we should take a vows to please every day to Guru and Kṛṣṇa. Prabhuji, can you please guide us that how can we please our Guru?
I start liking all the this group Subhavilas Prabhu conduct because it looks like all the devotees they are very intelligent, very thoughtful, and really have a desire to progress in spiritual path as fast as possible with safety. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I don't see that everywhere, but this is one place is definitely you all are doing wonderful to think like that. Now, when you say how we can please our Guru and Kṛṣṇa, Guru is not only physical proximity. Guru has a 5 manifestation. Prabhupada gives in one purport. If somebody remind you of Kṛṣṇa, that is also your Guru using that person. If somebody criticize your fault, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was sitting in his room and one of his disciples said, Prabhupada, good news. That man who is to criticize about you, he's dead. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur started crying instantly. And the disciple got bewildered. I thought it's a good news. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur expressed, then more disciple came. He said, my Guru Maharaj was so kind. Through this person, he was keeping me humble. Because that man used to say, hey, you are a big sannyasi. You walk with 25 sannyasi. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur used to walk sometime with 25 sannyasi. And you think you are a big guy. What do you think you are? And some disciples, sannyasi, felt like to break the arm of that person. But Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur would smile and gladly take, so they could not do anything. They're like, tolerate. But that day, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was crying. He said, actually, my Guru Maharaj was entering in the body of that person and would protect me, keep me humble by criticizing my false pride. And I was very protected, but I lost that protection. So I'm sad. If we can see our gurus guiding through everybody and everything we come across in life. Guru is not just physical proximity. Guru means perfect, pure Krishna conscious being. Who is Guru? He is a perfect, pure Krishna conscious person. He can manifest through your daughter, through your son, through your parents, through your friend. Anybody brings us close to Krishna and keeps us growing, not going, growing in Krishna consciousness. They are my representative of Guru. Srila Prabhupada says, you all disciple, you are not my disciple because you have come to help me to fulfill my Guru Maharaj's desire. Actually, my Guru Maharaj has sent you. Now tell me, did Prabhupada see his disciple as a disciple, or he saw them, his Guru Maharaj sent them to help him? And then Prabhupada broke out in 1973 in LA. He started crying. He said, you all are sent by my Guru Maharaj to fulfill the desire. I want to just serve him, please him. And he sent so many good souls like you all joined. Now the movement is growing. So we have to see our Guru's presence in whoever it is. Not that if my Guru physically present in India, I have to go there to meet him. No, not like this. Guru is not limited by the body. They are connected with Shuddha Sattva. Shuddha Sattva means pure goodness. Where is pure goodness? Everywhere. Guru can manifest through a picture. In the altar, picture of Guru, you offer the bhoga. Because you have a connection, through the photo, he can eat or take your offering and offer to Radha Krishna. You cannot underestimate. Prabhupada said this to Dhaneshwar Prabhu. He says, I feel my Guru Maharaj always with me. When I offer something, he is offering to Radha Krishna. So you can do the same thing, Prabhupada told to him. So we see Guru's presence to all the people we are around. Try to respect your Guru by seeing that they have come in your life to help you. I hope this gives you some idea.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you so much. One last question. I think Vasudeva Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, very nice class Prabhuji. So this is my realization, Prabhuji, as you said, about balancing work, life and devotional life. So Prabhuji, that I realized, like I grew up in a Krishna conscious family in India, and then after coming back here, this workaholic United States made me distracted from the devotional service, and because of that, as you said, the intelligent devotees here in Tampa is gone, and I came to know a few years ago, and then with their help, with their blessings, I able to balance my work life and devotional life, devotional service, and with their mercy and Krishna's mercy, I able to balance it, Prabhuji. And thank you very much to all devotees for that. So this is my realization, Prabhuji.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
This is wonderful. Actually, you can pray for me also, to all those devotees in Tampa, to bless me also. because I think they have a very wonderful devotional quality. Krishna is attracted to them. Thank you for expressing that.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Vasudhi Mataji. Thank you, Pran Govind Prabhu, for your wonderful Krishna Katha and answering so many questions of ours, and always there to help us, guide us. So I request everyone to please turn on their cameras and microphones to express our deepest gratitude to His Grace Pran Govind Prabhu for this wonderful nectarian Krishna Katha from so many stories about Bhagavan Thakur and Lord Krishna, and enlightening us, answering our queries. So we'll express our gratitude by chanting 3 times. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. His Grace Pran Govinda Prabhu ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Bila Mangal Thakur ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your time and the wonderful Krishna Katha. We are so grateful to you. Thank you.
Panchakalpataruvasya kipa sindhapaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo
Namo Namaha.
Nandagadi Vaishnava ki jai.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you so much to all the devotees as well for your time and consistently joining in this special month of Purushottama. I'm so grateful to all of you for your association virtually. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you to all devotees.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Arundhati Mataji for joining. Hare Bol.